Hey everybody, Spaceman Spiff here with another episode of Spaceman Climbs, and to be honest, I don't recall which episode this is, but we have an elf versus undead for you on Twisted Meadows. My opponent is over here, he's an undead. I didn't know that at the time though. As far as I know right now, it's random versus random. And I did play this one live on stream, so a couple of you might have seen it already, but I really remember playing this game kind of on a losing streak. I was a little bit frustrated, so I decided I was going to try something different and just, really go for it because my normal out-of-the-box strategies were not working for me. So I decided to try to Ancient of War creep, which I almost never do. I set it up here. I'm going to go for mercenaries, and already at this point I was thinking I'm going to go for a heavy mercenary kind of style. So I want to creep this. I want to get mercenaries there. I'm going to creep this, try and get mercenaries here, and try and play a game like that. So I have the altar coming up. You'll notice right away that I am not getting a hero, so I've already decided on a tavern hero. I'm not sure which one yet at this point, but I knew I was going to be going for a tavern hero. And I sent out 2 wisps to scout because, especially as elf, I really like tavern heroes for, all the obvious reasons elf can get away with tavern heroes, but I really have different heroes I like to use against different races. So against, the orc, I think all of you know I love to go Fire Lord, at least against a Blade Master. Whereas if I go Fire Lord against an Undead, I'm probably not liking my spot. So that's why I'm scouting here right now. Building an archer, gearing up to power creep this, and yeah, still not started anything here. Got another Moonwell. No Hunter's Hall, no Wonder, nothing too fancy. I'm sure I'll be getting another Moonwell shortly. But yeah, I scouted neither of these spots he was waiting in, so I sent 1 wisp to the tavern, other one to come scout. I see I'm against an undead. By the way, my opponent is Evie. I've played against him before. I think he seems like a good guy. He's definitely a pretty good player. I think he's ranked in the top 200 right now with probably a 55% win percentage, so not far, not that different from me. I think I'm more or less in the same boat, just with a lot more games played. Anyway, though, back to the actual game. I did pick up a Panda because the Panda's a lot of fun. Beastmaster first is what I usually do against Undead. I've also been experimenting a bit with Alchemist first, and again, at this point in time, I had lost a bunch of Elf versus Undeads in a row, where this used to be one of my stronger matchups. So I was frustrated and decided I'm just going to go for the Panda first because, when I go for Beastmaster or Alchemist, I tend to go Panda second for the damage output. He's just more vulnerable early on. And I decided, screw it, I'm just going to go for the Panda right away and make it work and get that power spike right away. So I power creep this. I'm going to get level 2. I get 2 great items, a Potion of Greater Healing and Extra Strength on the Panda, so really helps. Immediately picked up a Shadow Priest, and now I've successfully crept this mercenary camp, which, is something that I have had trouble with in the past. So I was happy with the way this went. Ancient of War is now rooted. Another Moonwell, nothing too fancy going on over here. Just playing it calm like I tend to do. So I'm happy with the way things have gone. Am I going to go and creep this right now? Wow, you can tell I was on tilt because this is very greedy. But I decided I'd go for it. I was clearly willing to sacrifice the Moonwells because after creeping this, I'm going to need to use Moonwells, especially after spending my mana too. So I was gambling on the fact that my opponent probably wasn't going to be coming to attack me. And I scouted with my Wisp over here, and I see that he still hasn't teched, which screams fast expansion, right? Dreadlord has become much more popular in the meta since 1.29 released, and when I see an Undead not teching, it makes a lot of sense that he's doing a Dreadlord fast expand. Also, on this map, I feel like Evie might know who I am, and that also obviously would contribute to him trying to play an outside-the-box or unorthodox strategy because he knows I'm probably doing the same. Look at that, I'm talking, but not really doing what I said I was going to do, so I'll talk about this in a second. But I didn't end up going for the Moonwells. I guess I have enough mana for 1 Drunken Haze Breath of Fire. I also was going to scout out his expansion right now, I guess. Interrupted a couple ghouls, and this is going to be a good spot for me. 2 archers, level 2 Panda with no Death Knight support. He does come in to sleep my hero, picks up the Claws of Attack, so that was a nice grab, but do I get this around? I do not. Nice abolish magic, though, on that skeleton. Pretty impressive. Second abolish magic, because I have 2 Shadow Priests now, and the mercenary train has started. I have 3 archers, which might be excessive. Oh, and a mercenary here I've forgotten. 4 archers. So I am getting several archers. I've started my tech, but it's not very far ahead. Also getting a Hunter's Hall. I think at this point in the game I wasn't sure what I would be doing at tier 2, and it's always good to have a Hunter's Hall in that case, right? Obviously, if you're going for lures, you need it, but if you're going for wins, I'm not going for a Master Root of the Talon strategy, so I would be going for Hippos and Chims, maybe. I can get the upgrades. You can get Moonwell, or Wellsprings, or Night Vision, or Ultra Vision, I should say. So it makes sense, I think, to get the Hunter's Hall at this point anyway. I have the resources. And like I said, I'm going to go for the mercenary camps anyway, so I'm creeping this one out. I've already picked up a Shadow Priest. I'm sure I'll be picking up another guy shortly. I think I will be. Still haven't remembered this guy. He's hanging out. Holding down the front, acting as a scout, that's what we'll say. And now I've hit level 3. I did use my Potion of Greater Healing. Ah, that's what happened. Sorry. So I was able to creep this because I tanked with my Panda, and I decided going into it that I was willing to sacrifice the Potion of Greater Healing in order to clear this camp so that I would have access to the mercenaries, because that's the kind of game I wanted to play. Also creeping it knowing that there was a chance I'd get another Greater Healing Potion, because that's, right, they're the same camp. So I got one here. And I ended up getting a Potion of Greater Mana, which doesn't help me in terms of survivability right now, but absolutely helps me in terms of right now. If I need to spam Breath of Fire, it's going to be helpful, and late game it'll be even more helpful, because right now, even if I were at 0 mana, this would put me to full, right? I don't even get full value out of this mana potion until I get to a higher level. But still, it's good times. And I see he's expanding. I catch him creeping. He's level 2. This is a really good spot for me. So sleep is effective. Much stronger now, but with 3 priests that can dispel, I'm in a better spot. So I cast it there manually. I think you probably saw that. Got a nice Breath of Fire off, and now the melee units here are looking really vulnerable. So we trade 1 archer, 2 archers for 2 ghouls, if this archer goes down. That's 3 ghouls for 2 archers. Did I get that kill too? No. Okay. And the expansion, I guess it's going up right now. He has managed to whittle me down a bit. My hero is weak, so if you were to start putting damage on him, it would start to hurt. Archers are also still very vulnerable, so he gets another archer kill. I slack in the micro department, lose another archer. He does have dust, so I'm not able to sleep, and I'm sure I'm aware of that. But now the expansion's up. More ghouls have arrived. I decided, you know what, I'm not going to try and do anything too crazy here, so I'm going to try and pick off 1 more ghoul, and then I'm going to teleport out. And that went very well for me. So his expansion is secured, and I don't have an expansion. That's something for him. But that hit went pretty well for me. I got a lot of experience. I'm a level 4 Panda. I hit tier 2. Didn't know what I was doing yet, so immediately just tech to tier 3, hoping probably Wellsprings is my primary goal at this point. I'm going to be throwing down more Moonwells at some point, I'm sure. Again, just as a defensive thing. A high-level Panda with a ton of Moonwells and Wellsprings is not easy for an Undead to push with ghouls. And I'm investing more and more into my mercenary camps. So, all of a sudden, I have a pretty crazy number of mercenaries. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Shadow Priests. 1, 2, 3 Berserkers, and an Ogre Mauler. And my gold is hurting, but as soon as I hit 300, I'm definitely going to be picking up another Mauler. I'm sure I'm picking up another Mauler from here. And I'm going to put some more pressure on his expansion. So, the damage output is solid here. I've got a lot of survivability with the 5 priests and heal. I think I might have turned 1 or 2 of them off auto heal just so I could save some mana for Abolish Magic. Just to wake up my Panda if necessary, maybe kill some skeletons if necessary. But the engagement is happening. There's the second Mauler, so I was right. And I see that he's coming, so I put my Panda near the back and let my units deal with that. But look at this. He is going to have a hard time here. I've got a lot of range. Unfortunately, the one Mauler is separated. I completely missed micro there, thinking he would go for a surround on my Panda. And in doing so, he is able to snag a kill on the Mauler, which is nice. That's a gain for him. But at the same time, I've got the Drunken Haze Breath of Fire combo, and this is going to be really tough for him to deal with here. I think I'm going to... Look at the damage. That ghoul is so weak from... I think it was just one Breath of Fire combo. It's really hard for Undead to deal with the Panda until they get to Destroyers, of course. But I've got a pretty good army for combating Destroyers right now. So this is going well. I'm going to keep putting pressure here. He's going to keep poking and prodding, but really, he's not going to deal a whole lot of damage, I don't think. If I hadn't mismicroed there, that Panda would not have died. He shouldn't have gotten that extra 2 attacks from his 2 heroes on, but... Sorry, not that Panda. That Priest shouldn't have died. But things are still going very well for me. Let my Panda tank this. Let my units just focus that one building. He can't do a whole lot to it. Level 3 and 1 compared to my level 4 is not great. And I focus fire down a Death Knight, which always feels good. He is going to snag another Shadow Priest kill, which is, you know, not ideal because I want to have a massive army of mercenaries. But I force him to teleport, which is always satisfying with a good block on the Mauler, which is nice too because he's so fat. It's easy to use with him, or it's easy to block with him. And I managed to take down the Expo, so I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Granted, I have still 0 production buildings. I have an Ancient of War. 0 production. My gold is starting to accumulate again. I haven't built any moon walls, so my macro is slipping. I should have built some moon walls. I should be building a Tree of Life somewhere, maybe to like here, so that I can go creep that and expand really quickly. But still, this is a big win. He unsummoned both, so I probably should have stayed to destroy those. But instead, even though I was level 5, I came up here, wanted to creep the item shop just so I could buy a Scroll of Teleportation, I could get an Invulnerability Potion, maybe a Scroll of Healing, just those kind of things or items that really will help me secure my lead. Right, I'm ahead. There's no denying I'm ahead. The number one way to lose is to make some poor decisions or overextend into an undead base, and so I decided to just play it safe. Just play it safe, get my items, build up a little bit more of an army. Have I started Moonwalls yet? I still don't know what I'm doing with my Moonwalls. And I built a Tree of Life in this expansion because he's already crept it, and I was hoping he would not go and scout in that direction right now. More Berserkers on the way. Yeah, 47 to 50. So where did that gold all go? It went there. I don't know where all my gold went. I must have just bought more mercenaries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 5 Shadow Priests again and 5 Berserkers. Just 1 Mauler, so I'm playing it calm. You know, not too much meat, but I've got a lot of ranged units here. This is so much fun. And put some pressure on the base. Again, not going to overextend. I bought the exact items I said I'd buy. I also got a Lion Horn of Stormwind, which isn't the best aura item in the game, but it's definitely not the worst. It's going to help me out. And take out his Tome of Relics, which is... That's why you want to build it over here. Or Tomb of Relics, I should say. That's why you want to build it defensively. Not to criticize, I build it in the worst position possible every single game, but that's what you want to do, because now he doesn't have access to healing potions or a Rod of Necromancy or even a Orb of Corruption, because he has tier 3, but he doesn't have the ability to buy one. He's getting a Lich. So, there's nothing you can do about this. I'm clearly going to take out this Slaughterhouse. But moving in here is starting to get a little dangerous just because it's an undead base. Nukes down 1 Shadow Priest in exchange for his Ziggurat. And he's got his Tri-Hero and Abomination. He nukes down the Ogre Mauler. Do I get it out of there? Maybe I get it out. See, if he had the Orb of Corruption, this would be dead right now. But instead, it's going to escape because of the heals from the Shadow Priests. And my Mauler survives. I killed the Death Knight there as well. 1 Berserker goes down. Probably a 2nd Berserker going to go down here. Ugh, clumsy micro. I used a Scroll of Healing in order to save it, which 250 gold to save a 245 gold unit. Probably not. Definitely not the best time to use it, but it's not the worst, I guess, especially considering how far ahead I am. I now have my expansion situated. I don't have it running yet. And there we go. I finally built more Moonwalls, so I'm at 49 of 80. So I'm gearing up to break upkeep. I'm sure I have Wellsprings. I think I must have gotten that the moment I hit tier 3. Really? You don't even heal it to full?
Your building is complete.
Amateur hour. Amateur hour. Sending a bunch of wisps over from my main just because I have such an excess of wood. I don't need to spend more gold on wisps right now. I decided instead I'd just rally them down because, again, I'm just going mercenaries. So now I've picked up... I've got 2 more maulers and a shadow priest coming in. It's too bad I can't see the time in a replay, but I imagine I bought a bunch there as well. I've got a pretty good army. So now I'm suspicious of a second expansion. I came here to check it out. I see there is no expansion. You see I bought... No, I didn't buy anything. I didn't use this last fight. So I still have the same items, minus the scroll of healing I used to save the berserker. And what did I buy there? Another berserker. He's managed to get to level 4, so Infernal would definitely be trouble for me. He's got an Orb of Corruption now and 2 decent claws on his Lich, so his Lich packs a punch. This is easy pickings for an Undead nuke if he's able to get position. But I have so many units. 61 of 80, exclusively in mercenary units plus a Panda. 2 more Berserkers there. For the first time, I decided to get Mud Golems. I waited so long just because I'm really bad with them, and I feel like they die really quickly, and slow didn't feel necessary at a lot of points in this game so far. Better players probably would have picked them up earlier, but... You know, and look at this army. This is such a fun army. I have so many mercenaries now. Just focusing down an abomination. It has an attack upgrade, but it's not going to help it here. I think armor would have been the way to go. Do I get the kill? I don't even think I get the kill. He kills the mud golem because I don't know how to use mud golems. And now I'm in kind of a clumsy position, to be honest. My Panda and Ogre Mauler are tanking quite a bit, which is nice. I have 3 of them back there. This is actually a pretty good spot. He's able to trade against them, but all my range units have free reign of ghouls and abominations, and even though I haven't killed any yet, you can see they're getting very weak. Eventually I'll get some kills. He started putting some damage on my Panda, who hits level 6. I used my invulnerability potion just to, I don't know, play it safe. Again, I feel very comfortable at this point. And I teleported out because I have no mana, and there's no way I'm finishing this game without using the level 6 power, right? There's no way. So, that's what I'm doing, filling up my mana at Moonwells. If you'll notice, I have not yet gotten a Wonder, which is a huge oversight. I should have picked that up ages ago. So I could buy a scroll of teleportation, I would buy an Orb of Venom, and I would buy a staff right now. Fill up my item slots, and then I would go here, probably sell this for an invulnerability potion. No, he gets a pick on a Shadow Priest. Probably on that Wisp as well. But my numbers are still really strong. Really, really strong. Yeah, I got the Wisp as well. Does he kill this? No. No. Good times. My expansion is still running strong, so I know it's not double income. I'm getting it's double income when I'm under 50 food. As soon as I cross over, now it's only 140% income to his 100. No, because I get 7 gold. It's 170% to his 100. Right? No, 714. It's 140% because I'm getting 14 gold per second where he's getting 10 because he's under 50 food and I'm over 50 food. So it's really not that big an advantage, but considering my army is also larger, it's definitely an advantage. You guys know what I'm saying. And I come back to engage again with my level 6 Panda. Not nearly as much Ogre Mauler strength, unfortunately, but it's still going to be a tough fight for him. His heroes have started to level up a bit. He's got level 4-2-2. Nothing too scary. 1 Mauler goes down, and I pop the ultimate. So my goal is going to be keep the Death Knight in the air and just cyclone it constantly because that's the one that's going to be healing everything. Unholy Aura also helps some micro stuff back. So if I can do that... Oh, he still got Unholy Aura, so I retract that statement. But either way, I think it makes sense to cyclone the Death Knight constantly. And look at the damage output of the ultimate. 49 to 57, 49 to 57 piercing, 49 to 57 normal, and 68 to 82 normal. It's just so much damage output in these 3 units alone. Not even including the fact that This guy also has Pulverize, the Immolation. This guy has Windwalk on top of Cyclone. It's just such a good ultimate. And I've got all these range units raining hell on the Abominations. No, one troll goes down, one Abomination went down there. Yes, what a save. Okay, so that Abomination goes down. Focus this one down. Starting to take some heavy damage on my Fire Elemental, but that's not a big deal. Focus down the Sacrificial Pit, just because why let it stand? I don't want to advance further in. Now I move to the Dreadlord. I do not get the kill because he has that healing potion, but I think like this is starting to look really heavily in my favor. The only thing I think that could bring him back into it maybe are Frostworms, which he is building, but he needs some Undead nuke to accompany those Frostworms, otherwise my range units are just going to melt him. So I come in, get another breath of fire down here, and I managed to kill one of the Acolytes. But now I'm overextending. I've lost a lot of units. I decided to teleport out. Level 7 hero. Still 100... Well, now I have double income to him because I'm getting 10 a second from both mine, so 20 to his 10. And I've built an Ancient of Wind and 3 Chim Roosts. So eventually I did end up getting some actual units to try and seal out the game. Chims obviously are not the answer against Frostworms, but Hippogriffs are, so I decided to pump out a couple of these as well. Bought another 3 mercenaries from each camp, and I'm at 78 of 80, including 3 Chims, will be now 80 of 80 with 2 Hippos, a level 7 Panda, and a ton of mercenaries. This is such a fun game. This was such a fun game. I really enjoyed playing this game. Disease Cloud is so annoying, though. Dealing damage over time faster than my priests can heal and absorbing all their mana just in order to break it. And there's no way to dispel this, right? There's absolutely no way to get rid of Disease Cloud except for waiting the full 3-minute wait time or whatever it is. Very, very effective ability, I think. Definitely worth researching. Do I have any upgrades? No upgrades. My cooldown, I'm sure, is completed. Am I going to get Corrosive Breath? I am. And I'm just going to wait for the 3 Chims to engage. And this is looking pretty convincing. I don't think his 44 army is going to be able to combat this, even though he does have 2 Frostworms. Had they come out earlier, maybe he would have had more success. But at this stage in the game, with this much range and a couple Hippos, they're probably not going to be enough, right?
Our gold mine has collapsed.
Gold mines are now dry. He probably has a bit left because he's had to deal with my harassment, but not a whole lot. And I'm researching Nature's Blessing so that I can uproot and go over there. And I'm just going to engage. So the Frostworms show up. Hippos go to counteract it. And the Frostworms do a ton of damage. That was enough to essentially eliminate 1 Mauler. I use my Chims to just take out the Citadel because I don't want to deal with this slow anymore. It goes down very, very quickly. And here's the engagement. I'm sure I'll use another Breath of Fire at some point. There it is. And an Earth, Wind, and Fire. Let my hero wreak havoc. Do I use Cyclone? No, he slept him, so I couldn't Cyclone. But just the damage output is way too much from my opponent at this point. Hippos are keeping the Frostworms busy, even though they're not going to kill it. But it's doing really well in combination with my Storm Panda. And he says that's so crazy. Well played, which is awesome. Always respect. And it was a fun game. So guys, I know I haven't been posting games too frequently recently. I've been streaming a lot, but I haven't been posting videos. Thank you for bearing with me. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll definitely post another one in the nearish future. Yeah. There's the game. If we can see, I'm definitely ahead in total score. But I thought it was a fun game just to post and watch anyway, because I had a lot of fun playing it, and it was a little bit different going mass mercenaries. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you could like the video, I would very much appreciate it. If you could subscribe, that would be great. If you could follow me on Twitch and you haven't followed me there yet, that would also be great. I'm twitch.tv/Spaceman Rambles. Yeah. Questions, comments, criticisms are welcome. Have a great rest of your night.